Hello everyone, how are you? Thank you so much if you are joining me. If you are joining me, please say hello in the chat box. Let me know where you're coming from. I'm just going to turn my phone on to do not disturb while I'm doing this because I didn't do it before I got on here. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am going to be talking about 3 ways that businesses in particular can be more inclusive. And they are really simple ways as well. It doesn't have to be hard, even though the topic of inclusion and diversity might seem, it can seem hard and it's really quite complex. But that doesn't mean the actions that we take need to be hard and complex. If we just take one little baby step at a time, what we find is we can achieve so much by just taking those baby steps, and those baby steps can be really simple. So the very first thing you can do if you are in business and you want to make your business more inclusive is something I have already talked about in recent weeks, and that is put video captions on. So it's very easy to do on Facebook. When you do live videos like this or you put videos up, what you do is you go back into that video and at the top right hand corner there should be 3 white dots. Click on those and then go into video editor. In that video editor there should be a section for captions. Click on that captions button and then it will pop up and you have the option to do auto generate. And this is really, really great because it then means people who are hearing impaired can actually listen to your wisdom. They can learn from you. They can have transformations from your videos simply by reading the captions that your videos have. And we're very, if you are English speaking and you have an English speaking accent, it works very, very well. So that's a whole nother conversation about the privilege of being English speaking and without the accent. So it is really quite accurate, and that's a really great thing because I remember when I had to do my videos, everything was manual, typing in the captions. But what you can do after that is once it's auto-generated, you can go back in and quickly edit any little bits and pieces. I personally like to fix up some of the grammar because I'm the type of person who actually reads sentences in the way they are grammatically structured. So sometimes things don't make sense to me if the grammar's not in there. So that is the very first thing you can do. Hello, I can see a couple of you are watching. If you are there, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. And maybe just let me know if you have heard of some of these ways or if you are doing them and how you're finding them. They are something more that we have to do in business. It is not the standard practice of business to do a lot of these things. But the truth of it is the standard practice of the way things are in business, the norms in business, in inverted commas, that's the status quo. And as far as I'm concerned, and as far as almost everyone on the planet is concerned, the status quo isn't good enough. So we do have to do that little bit extra to make sure our people in our communities are included and valued and respected. And this is just little things that we can do. So captioning videos is the first one. The second one is adding image descriptions. So when you're on social media, in Facebook, and in particular on Instagram, when you're posting your images, your photos, you can pop down the bottom a little descriptor of what's actually in that image, because there are people who are on that platform who are part of our community who are visually impaired, and they use screen readers to read the content. And I have had some people ask me, well, that is a visual platform. Why are these people choosing to be on the visual platform? And the truth is, because that's where everyone else is. It's a social platform where they want to be social with everyone else. And that is completely understandable. So what I would do So just say there's an image of me, for instance. I would literally just put image, and then I would say it is a photo of me. I am a fair-skinned Aboriginal woman. I usually say I have fabulous or vibrant pink hair or something like that, and I'm looking off into the distance thinking about whatever. And it's just a beautiful way to describe to them and have them included in that particular way. And by doing that, by doing these little things, I see a lot of businesses screaming out, we're inclusive, everyone's welcome. But those are just words, and words don't really mean things to marginalised people. It's the actions that align with the words, or just the actions themselves. Because if you're taking the action, we know you're being inclusive. If you have any questions about these, pop them in the comments as well. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And the very last one is an acknowledgement of country, especially for those of you who are in Australia. Now, I purposely didn't do my acknowledgement of country at the beginning of this video, which I normally do, because I wanted to talk about it in this particular section. So an acknowledgement of country is a really beautiful and respectful way to show your respect of the custodians of that particular place. And they are First Nations people, and there are First Nations people and custodians over our whole planet. Every landmass has a custodian of it, and it is their role to care for that place and make sure it is physically cared for and spiritually cared for. It is a birthright and a birth role to do. And those custodians take on that role on a voluntary basis, and they take care of that land to make sure the ecosystem and everything works in harmony together. And what that does, it makes sure that everyone on the planet thrives. Everyone on the planet is sustained, and the environment is cared for, and so is all the animals. So it is a really big role and a massive massive responsibility. It is a beautiful gift of a responsibility. So what acknowledgement can look like is, I, Louise O'Reilly of the Wadawurrung Noongar people, acknowledge the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation as the traditional and ongoing custodians of the lands and waters that I am on and I'm broadcasting to you on. That's as simple as it needs to be. I also like to add in, and it is really almost expected now, to say that you would like to share your respects for the elders of this place. And I also like to say, and I acknowledge their love, their guidance, their support, and their community leadership. Just something like that, something really personal, something that matters to you, means something to you, is really beautiful. If you'd like to learn a little bit more on what an acknowledgement of country is, who can do it, how to do it, I have a free educational video series on this. I will put it in the description after I get off this live, and I'll put it into the comment boxes as well. And it's 5 videos that you can watch on acknowledgement of country. I also have a masterclass which will help you write a meaningful and impactful acknowledgement of country as well if you are in business, because I really advise against using templated ones, because they're so disconnected from who you are. And when we're talking about sharing customary acknowledgements, it is about acknowledging that connection, that custodian, or that role the custodian is playing in connection to yourself, and really showing your appreciation and gratitude for that particular role. So that I will also pop that masterclass in the description and in the chat box. That is it. That is the 3 tips. They are so simple to do, and they mean so much to marginalised people. Your actions speak so loudly, and together we have the power to influence and change the world to be more inclusive, and that's certainly something I want, and I hope you're going to join me on that. That is it from me. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box. I send you so much love before my dogs start having a play, so I better get off. Sending so much love to you. Bye for now.